Hello, and welcome back to Culture Kids, the podcast where we navigate the beautiful, complex world of raising global citizens. I'm Sophia, and today, Elena, we're diving headfirst into a topic that honestly keeps many parents up at night: the accent question. Specifically, how do we raise children who are fluent and confident in their home language, be it a rich patois or a unique dialect, while also thriving in the standard language of the wider world, without ever feeling ashamed?
Oh, Sophia, this is such a crucial conversation. I'm Elena, and I've witnessed this struggle firsthand, both in my own childhood and with my kids now. You know that moment when your child, who's always chattered away happily in the family's unique way of speaking, suddenly comes home from school and says, "Mom, can you please not talk like that in front of my friends?" It hits you right in the gut, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It's like a tiny piece of their identity, and by extension, your shared identity, is being chipped away by external pressures. And it's not just about an accent. We're talking about entire linguistic systems, distinct grammars, vocabularies, and cultural nuances that get dismissed as broken Englishes or improper speech. The pain comes from that feeling of having to choose, or feeling like one part of yourself is less valuable.
Exactly, and it's so much more than just the words. It's the rhythm, the intonation, the way jokes land, the specific terms of endearment that only make sense within that linguistic context. When a child feels shame about their family's language, they're essentially feeling shame about their cultural heritage, their roots, and often even about their grandparents or extended family who embody that language most strongly.
Which is devastating. I remember a friend telling me her daughter refused to speak Creole in public after a classmate made fun of her mom's funny accent. This little girl, who was perfectly bilingual, started associating her family's beautiful language with ridicule. How do we arm our kids against that? How do we turn that potential shame into profound pride?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I think it starts with us, the parents. We have to be the unwavering champions of all their linguistic abilities. We can't subtly hint that one form of speech is better or more correct. We have to actively dismantle that hierarchy that society often imposes.
Yeah, and that can be hard because we, as parents, also want our kids to succeed. We know that standard English often opens doors, academically, professionally. So there's this internal conflict. Do I prioritize fitting in or cultural preservation? But honestly, the two aren't mutually exclusive. We need to teach them to code switch, not to abandon.
Precisely. And code switching is a skill, a highly valuable one at that. It shows cognitive flexibility, an understanding of social context, and an ability to adapt. These are executive functions that bilingual or bidialectal individuals often excel at. They're literally training their brains to be more agile.
That's such an important reframing. Instead of viewing a different home language as a barrier or something to overcome, we need to present it as a superpower. Think about it. They literally have two complete linguistic systems in their heads. That's like having dual operating systems.
Absolutely. Studies consistently show that bilingual children often demonstrate superior problem-solving skills, enhanced creativity, and even better performance on tasks requiring selective attention. They're constantly juggling two systems, which gives them a mental edge. It's not just anecdotal. The science is there.
So how do we make that tangible for a 7-year-old who just wants to sound like everyone else at school? How do we build that confidence and pride?
I think the first practical step is to educate them about their home language. Don't just speak it, explain it. For instance, if you speak Jamaican Patois, explain that it's not bad English but a unique Creole language with its own fascinating history, grammar rules, and a huge vocabulary that's been passed down through generations. Tell them about its African and European roots, how it developed, why it sounds the way it does.
Yes, treat it with the same respect and academic rigor you'd give to learning French or Spanish. Show them maps, show them historical documents if appropriate. Make it an intellectual journey, not just an inherited habit. This is how your ancestors communicated, how they built community, how they expressed joy and sorrow.
Exactly. And then, model pride. Don't ever apologize for your accent or your choice of words at home. Speak your home language with confidence and joy. Let them see you conversing effortlessly and proudly with family members. If you're correcting them, frame it as contextual rather than incorrect. Say, at school you might say it this way, but at home we say it like this, and both are beautiful.
That's such a subtle but powerful distinction. Contextual instead of incorrect. It reframes the whole interaction. And creating a rich linguistic environment at home is crucial. Don't just speak it, immerse them. Sing songs in your home language. Tell stories. read books if they exist, watch movies or TV shows that feature characters speaking similar dialects.
Yes, absolutely. For my kids, we have certain Creole-only times, like during dinner, or when we call their grandparents. It creates a special zone for that language, making it feel cherished and unique to our family bond. It's not a rule enforced with punishment, but a celebrated family tradition.
I love that, dedicated language zones. And what about when the external pressure comes? When a child comes home saying, "My friend said my accent is weird," or "My teacher corrected me."
This is where we teach them linguistic resilience. First, validate their feelings. I understand that must have felt embarrassing or confusing. Then, empower them with responses. For a friend, they could say, "This is how my family speaks. It's part of where I come from." For a teacher, it might be, "Yes, I know how to say it that way for school, but at home we say," it teaches them to advocate for themselves without being confrontational.
That's key, it gives them agency. And it's also important for parents to engage with schools if necessary, not to demand that the school teach patois, but to educate the teachers about linguistic diversity. Explain that your child is bilingual or bidialectal, and that both forms of language are valid, even if different contexts require different usage.
Absolutely. A quick, polite conversation with the teacher can make a huge difference. Most educators genuinely want to support their students, and sometimes they just lack awareness about linguistic diversity. Explaining that you're actively fostering bilingualism can help them understand and hopefully reinforce rather than inadvertently undermine.
Exactly. Frame it as, "We're raising a child with two incredibly rich languages. Here's how you can help reinforce that at school while they master academic English." It's about partnership. And what if a child actually refuses to speak the home language?
That's tough, and it happens. Don't force it, but don't give up. Continue to speak it to them. Continue to create those language zones. Maybe introduce games or fun activities that require using the language. Show them how their favorite music or cultural icons use that language. Make it cool, make it relevant to them.
Yeah, tapping into their interests is vital. If they love a certain sport, find an athlete who speaks that language. If they love music, find artists who sing in it. Show them that it's not just old people's talk, but a living, breathing, evolving part of contemporary culture.
Precisely. And sometimes it's a phase. They might gravitate back to it as they get older and develop a stronger sense of identity. The important thing is that the door is always open and the message of validation and pride is consistent.
Right, it's laying the groundwork. You're giving them the tools and the emotional safety net so that when they're ready, they can fully embrace that part of themselves. And let's not forget the emotional benefits of connecting with family through language. The specific jokes, the shared proverbs, the unique expressions that only make sense in that particular dialect. These are powerful bonds.
Oh, absolutely. It's the warmth of a grandmother's familiar greeting, the insider jokes with cousins. These are experiences that cannot be fully replicated in a standard language. It's about deep emotional connection and maintaining those cultural ties across generations.
And when they grow up with this dual confidence, they become truly global citizens. They understand that there isn't just one right way to speak or think. They develop an inherent empathy and respect for linguistic diversity, which translates into respecting all forms of cultural diversity.
Which is more important now than ever, isn't it? To raise kids who are open-minded, adaptable, and appreciative of the rich tapestry of human expression. Their ability to switch between patois and standard English is a microcosm of that larger understanding.
Definitely. So for parents out there feeling that pinch, that worry about their child's linguistic identity, remember, you're not alone, and you have the power to shape this narrative for your child. Make their home language a source of immense pride, a unique treasure, and an invaluable skill.
Yes, embrace the richness, celebrate the uniqueness, and validate every single one of their linguistic abilities. They're not confused, they're becoming amazing, multifaceted communicators. Thank you, Sophia, for such an insightful conversation.
Thank you, Elena, and thank you all for tuning in. We hope this episode helps you empower your children to confidently navigate their linguistic worlds. Until next time, keep those beautiful languages alive and thriving.